Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shirani. Today I'm going to show you my version of the classic Philly cheesesteak sandwich. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare my ingredients. So for this recipe, you're going to need one medium-sized onion, and I just cut that in half and then thinly slice it. After you slice the onion, just use your fingers and separate it. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I would be glad to have you subscribe, and be sure to click the notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. As always, I'm going to have the exact measurements listed in the description box below for you. Next, you're going to need half of a large bell pepper, and I'm going to wash this and take the seeds out, and I'll be back. So I'm just going to take this half and cut it in half and then thinly slice it. For the meat, I'm using 2 thin cut ribeye steaks. So I'm just going to cut off some of the fat. I don't want all that fat on there, but if you want it, you can leave it on there. It's up to you. When you slice the meat, you want to make sure you slice against the grain. That will ensure that your meat is not tough. And then I just like to slice it as thin as I can get it. After trimming off the fat and bone, I got about 1 pound of meat. With my pan set over medium heat, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of canola oil to that, and then I'm adding the onion. I'm going to let this cook for about 2 minutes or so, or until it starts to get brown, and then I'm going to add the bell pepper to it. You want to go in there and stir it often, but let this cook for about 10 minutes, just so the onion could get nice and brown and the peppers could soften. I know some of you are probably cringing at how scratched up my pan is, and I have to say I'm a little embarrassed looking at it now. It looks really bad, but it's just my favorite pan. I use it all the time. I have other pans that are not scratched up and they look good, but somehow I always reach for this one. So I don't know, maybe I just need to replace this one since I like it so much. Are you guys like that? Do you have an old ugly pan that you keep using even though you have a good pan that doesn't look so ugly, but you always go for the old ugly one? Anyway, now that my onion and bell pepper is cooked, I'm just going to remove it from the pan. I'm still keeping the pan on medium heat, and I'm just adding another tablespoon of oil to that, and then I'm going to add the steak to it. To season the meat, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my favorite spice blend seasoning, and I'm going to leave it linked below so you can check it out if you're interested. And I'm adding 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Stir that and let that cook for about 8 minutes or so, or until the meat starts to get brown. You might be wondering where is the salt. Well, I'm not putting that in yet until the meat is cooked, because as you know, salt draws out moisture and I don't want the meat to be dry. Now that the meat is cooked, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and give that a stir. Then I'm going to add back the onion and bell pepper to the pan. And then a very important ingredient, you can't skip this. You're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter, and this just takes it to the next level. For the cheesy part, I'm using some provolone cheese. And what you'll want to do is turn off your stove and layer your cheese on top. And you can put as much cheese as you want. There are no rules to this. Remove it from the stove and the cheese will just melt with the heat from the meat. For the sandwich, I'm using some hoagie rolls, and I'm just going to butter them up and then toast them. I'm just toasting these over medium heat. After they're nice and toasted on one side, I like to flip it over and toast it a little bit on the next side. If you haven't been following me on Instagram yet, you can do so at Cooking with Shirani. I'm always sharing stuff in my stories over there, so follow me if you don't want to miss it. Now for the best part, to put the sandwich together. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at all that cheese. Ah, why do I get so excited about food? Oh my gosh, this is just so good, you guys. If you haven't tried this yet, you have to give it a try. I know you're going to enjoy it. I know the classic Philly cheesesteak doesn't really have a lot of seasoning in it, but I just really love this spice blend. Oh my goodness, this thing is so good. And I'm not trying to promote them or anything. They don't even know how much I love them. But they should know because I use this all the time. And I know I say I love a lot of things, but when I say I love this thing, believe me, I love this thing. And it doesn't have any salt in it, so you have to add salt to the recipe, but the flavor is just so good. And yeah, I'm going to leave it linked below so you can check it out, and once you try it, this is going to be your favorite seasoning too. If you can't get your hands on some of this seasoning, you can just use salt and pepper on the meat, or you can use some of your favorite seasoning. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet subscribed, please don't forget to do that. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That will really help out my channel. And as always, I'll talk to you in my next one. Take care. Bye.